Today I'm going to perform the dehydration of tissue sample. Dehydration is done to remove the water from tissue sample. Basically, it prevents the tissue from decaying and preserves its original structure and cellular components. It helps for embedding the tissue in wax. Now we have taken a tissue sample that is fixed in a formalin fixative. The tissue sample is placed in a cassette to perform the dehydration process. The material required for performing the dehydration process include the tissue sample that is fixed in formalin, forceps, 70% alcohol, 80% alcohol, 95% alcohol, and absolute alcohol in 2 parts. Now, starting with the first step containing 70% alcohol, taking the tissue sample, immersing in 70% of alcohol. This is the first and initial step that involves the removing of water from the sample. 70% alcohol helps to prevent tissue shrinkage, distortion, and ensuring a more accurate representation of the original structure of sample. The next step involves further immersion of tissue sample in 80% alcohol. After 1 hour, the tissue sample is removed from 70% alcohol and added in 80% alcohol. The tissue sample is then placed in 95% alcohol to remove more water and preparing them for the final step. 95% alcohol led to the harden of the tissue, making it easier to cut into thin section for microscopy. The last step involved the final dehydration using the absolute alcohol. After 1 hour, the tissue sample is removed and transferred to absolute alcohol for complete dehydration. The step prepared the tissue for embedding in wax and allowing for precise slicing and visualization under the microscope. Now, there are some troubleshoots related to dehydration. The over dehydration can cause tissue shrinkage and cell damage. The insufficient dehydration can also lead to uneven staining and making it difficult to visualize under the microscope. The contamination can also lead to the errors in the result.